Yes, people, Wagwan, 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 Happy New Year 2022 and that. Everyone's a pundit is back. This is episode 91. It's been a hot minute, boy. We ain't been on here for a while. I'm here with my two peoples. We're just gonna chat some football. So yeah, man, let's get into it today. Introducing TikTok's new finest. Hit them up. Let them know, man. Who are you? What are you saying?
Yes, people, we said, I'm cool, man. Yeah.
I was gonna come with like 5'11". No, well, you're
Yeah,
not 5'11", but
Y-
give you a big
Mi-
That's a
intro.
boost, bro. That's with heels on.
Mr. Mr. 1 billion views, isn't it? How many
That's
views you
it,
on?
man.
Like one
That's it.
billion, 20 million, 30 million. So, nah, you're
Yeah,
doing
nah,
sick.
it's
You're
kind
doing
of
sick.
right, man. It's kind of right. I can't lie. I hit 50K on my page last week. So yeah, man, just make your
Yeah.
football content. If it's your thing,
What's
you're on
what's
TikTok.
the what's your highest what's your highest views on a post?
Uh, I think it's about 3 million. Yeah,
There you go. So
something like
you
And
that.
see
now
big
you're
business
regularly
people.
doing million views on posts now, regularly.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. So it's kind
sh-
of right, man. It's
big
kind
up,
of
Yeah.
right.
dudes. Big
Yeah,
up, big up. Big up, man. From when you came on
yeah.
here doing views from
Come on.
booze, sorry,
Yeah.
there weren't no tick. It's just been a grind, man.
I
So
was
big up
messaging my
success.
friends to comment on the post, bruv. Come on,
That's
bring me in.
it.
now you don't need none
Yeah,
of
like
that.
that.
Yeah,
Now you
man.
don't
Yeah,
need
bro.
none of that.
Nah, you've been grinding, man. So big up yourself, bro. Big up yourself.
Safe.
So yeah,
Thank
man. Let's get into it. Patrick Tyrant.
Yo, 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 what's happening, people? It's Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the P, that represents T. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
man,
T. Look, he's in the comments.
T Dot's waiting. Yeah, he sent me a screenshot like 15 minutes ago. He had his TV on, he had it waiting, ready, he was in there, just there, like yeah.
Oh,
So
no, man. Because I didn't actually mess because obviously T, you're watching now, and I said to Pat to get you on the podcast, but I thought it would have been too late to hit you up. So
yeah,
we
I
did.
already messaged him and he said next week or whenever. But
Oh,
yeah,
you did
he's
message
here.
him. All right then.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
anyway,
spoke to him.
shout out for tuning in. Shout out for tuning in. Big up Bunts in the comments. Big up T in the comments. So yeah, man, let's get into it. This is episode 91. I'm Semps, Views TV official. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So Friday, Watford played Norwich at home and they lost 3-0. This is going to be one of the games. We're going to basically just touch on a few games today, people. In more detail and just skim over the others. That'll be a game that we discuss because I think it's quite an important game. Everton played Villa at home and they lost. That was an interesting game. What did you lot make of that one? Did any of you lot get to see it?
Yeah, I saw it, and obviously Gerard was doing his thing, boy. The way he just walked off at half time, he's like chewing his gum, like over exaggerating, looking at the Goodison fans. I was
He
like,
loved
wow,
it,
this
innit?
guy's yeah, he was mugging them big time. But I didn't. I thought obviously Aston Villa were good value for it, but I thought Everton would put on more of a fight. You know, usually after a manager gets sacked, they were playing for Big Dunk, who's obviously one of their own, like faithful. I thought they would put on more of a fight, man. And they're like a damn squid at the moment, and they're getting slowly sucked into that relegation scrap, which you would have never thought. I know we always say Everton are pretenders, but I never thought they'd be like
Not
the
that far
bottom.
down.
Yeah, it's actually mad. So
Yeah,
yeah,
to be honest, I thought they put up quite a bit of a fight, especially in the second half. But I think that their quality is just lacking. What did you think?
yeah.
I don't know if you got to see it or
I see bits of it. I see some of the second half. Yeah, it's cutting edge, ain't it? That guy on the wing looks good though. The kid who come on as sub. Forget his name, bruv. What's his name? You know the guy I mean? Winger.
what for
What for
White.
Everton?
Yeah, for
Everton or
Everton.
Villa?
Yeah, yeah. He's looked good in the last few weeks. A lot of the Everton guys rave about him, who are kind of interact.
Oh,
He's just lost my mind.
no worries,
What?
no worries. I'm gonna get it up. I'm gonna get it
What?
up.
Look, can't be Lookman. Are you talking about
No,
Lookman?
Nah, not Gray
Yeah,
Lookman, any of these. Like, there's
I
not
was gonna say
Townsend, the
yeah,
journeyman.
you know those guys. That's what I was thinking. It couldn't
right.
be
What's it?
them.
Tyler Onyango?
Nah, he's white.
Oh, you talk about Anthony Gordon?
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. I would have thought.
Yeah, no,
He's been
Gordon's a
around for a
baller,
minute.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Gordon's
he
a
hasn't
baller.
really been starting regularly till this
No,
season, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
He's obviously, but he was sub, innit? So he come on
Yeah.
because I think he had a bit to prove. Like he come on,
Yeah.
you could see he was almost a bit pissed. Obviously, Dunk's first game, innit? So it was just like, you know what? Why didn't I start, sort of thing.
Yeah,
But
I like Gordon. I like Gordon, man.
he's
But
tidy, man. And
you
then
know what?
I don't know. I just didn't really. I don't know. I didn't see the whole like the game. Villa obviously looked all right. Like Coutinho there now. I think he needs match practice. But Villa are getting a good little team together. Let me tell you.
Mm.
They are, man. They are.
Yeah.
They're definitely doing their thing, man.
You know what I thought was funny though? Like, even I should laugh. The way, like, obviously Luca Digne was celebrating in front of his old fans. Someone just boom, kunk, just conked him with a bottle. I'm thinking the aim of that guy, boy, that's accurate as fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
Not
All
close.
of these footballers always seem to get hit. I'm like, these not in the crowd. They're like some dark aiming people, boy. It doesn't matter whether it's a penny, whether it's a bottle. They always seem to get hit.
Man,
Yeah.
got him clean as well. First throw, dung.
You see Mings as well. Like played a good game, but always a liability. Let me tell you.
I know. How is he still making the England squad?
You see that pass he made? Like where he was literally under no pressure at all in the corner, and it was literally a 5-yard pass to the keeper, and he played it off for a corner.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? It's weird. It's just weird. I don't know.
Still England centre back. Mad.
I know, it's crazy. The next game, Brentford 1, Wolves 2. I tell you what, Wolves are there. You've got them soon, innit, Boots? Like, are you worried?
Yeah, I'm worried about Wolves, man. Wolves are a good side. Even at the start of the season, when they beat Tottenham, like they was all over Spurs. To be fair, when they played you boys as well, they was unlucky against you.
They beat us.
Man, you.
Oh, you mean at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, beginning of the season.
Yeah. We
played well in them games, and it was just a matter of time that they.
No, they didn't. They didn't beat us, Boots. They were better than us, but we beat them 1-0.
That's what he meant. That's what he meant.
Sorry, that's what I meant, bro.
Oh, I thought he said. Sorry, I thought he said beat us. Sorry.
He did say that, but he meant that you because what he was saying is that they should have won, but they
100%. They were good value for the win.
Yeah. Those days when you was top of the league, Pat. You know what I mean?
Wow, it's starting already, yeah.
Shout out Prime. Prime's jumped in, boy. He's got that 3 points. Big up Prime. Shout out Prime. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Have I missed Patrick Tears? For those of you that listen on the audio, that's what Prime is saying. We'll get into that game in a little bit. But yeah, definitely Wolves are looking quite menacing. I think at the beginning of the season, they were creating the most chances, weren't they? I think out of all of the teams in the Premier League, but they just weren't able to score. But now it seems to be clicking for them, man. And obviously they just beat us not too long ago. And yeah, they're looking menacing. So it's going to be interesting when Arsenal go to play them. Another big game of the weekend, people. Leeds 0, Newcastle 1. Pat, what did you make of that game?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I can't lie. I thought that, obviously there are two teams that have been not great. I know Leeds have got injury problems, but I thought Leeds would beat them just because obviously the new signings that Newcastle have got take a bit of time to gel. Newcastle still finding themselves, but Newcastle played quite well, to be honest. And it's nice to see teams getting backed. Like manager comes in, they get their signings in relatively early, and they just press on. Because like I said on my tweet probably about a week ago, when Newcastle were in for Chris Woods, at first I bantered it. But then when I actually broke it down and looked at it, I was like, this guy's good for at least 12 goals a season for the last 4 years. And obviously Newcastle needs someone that's going to come in with minimal fuss, hit the ground running, not demand too much or hold them to ransom. Because obviously if Newcastle go and try and get a decent striker from across Europe, he's going to want like 200k a week. He's going to feel that he's too big for the club, not really work hard. Where Chris Wood will come in straight away, he knows the Prem, he's going to get at least 10 goals and a couple of assists, and he's going to be happy to play and prove himself. And he's come in and that's what he's going to do. So it's one of them signings where you'll look at it and laugh at. Chris Wood, wow, really? But it makes a lot of sense, man.
You know what it was, Pat? It was because he he overtook Ronaldo as like the most expensive 30-year-old as well, isn't it? That's not a big thing. 25 M, bruv. Come on.
You're looking at some mad. That's a mad stat, though. I don't even know how.
Yeah,
you
it's mad. He's the most expensive 30-year-old ever. Like you got
Serious?
Claude Makaleli in the list,
Yeah.
like real legends, and then you got Chris Wood at the top.
How much did he go for? Does anybody know?
25
It was 20.
mil.
Yeah, it's 20 to 25. That's what they're saying.
You know, another move that they done was because obviously they're taking it from their rivals, innit? They're depleting their rivals as well in the relegation battle.
That's smart, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if they was thinking that smart ahead.
I don't know. Do you think that's a good move for Chris Wood though? Because I'm surprised that he went.
Yeah, like he's gonna get probably paid double the amount he's got getting at Burnley. He knows his career's short. If Burnley get relegated, will people really come in for Chris Wood? I doubt it. So it's one of them ones where you go.
If Newcastle get relegated, because the thing is, if Newcastle get relegated, as you said, they're only going to buy somebody else.
Yeah, 100%. And Chris Wood's not big enough. Like Kieran Trippier could 100% put a release clause in there saying if I get relegated, someone comes in for me, I'm gone. Chris Wood ain't got that in him to demand that. Do you know what I mean? So, but I think right now it's a good move for him. Burnley are not doing anything, are they? Let's be honest. It's not like back in the days 3-4 years ago where Burnley were pushing for Europe. They're not that team anymore. So I think it's a good move for both parties. It's not one of them ones where you're going to be like, wow, that's a good move. But if you actually deep it, if he comes and scores a couple goals, then it's valid. It's a good move. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see.
I think he's always injured as well, isn't it? Callum Wilson. He's always
exactly. He's not reliable. He's a good player, but he's not reliable.
It's good to have a bit of strength in depth there.
And I guess look, moving to Newcastle are a big club. And it's an exciting project, isn't it? So as you say, at his age, if he can go there and be the catalyst to keep them up, do you know what I mean? He cements his name in a bit of history there. You know what I mean? So
new Alan Shearer.
Newcastle are looking at it like again. Chris Wood's not a prima donna, so if they go out and buy, I don't know. I'm just thinking, just a decent striker that will come in and demand to be. All right, Harry Kane, for argument's sake. If they go out and buy Harry Kane will want to start. Chris Wood, you wouldn't really see him putting up a big fuss. Like, no, I want to start. I'm not going to stay here and this and that. Do you know what I mean? Harry Kane, But yeah, whoever, I don't. I think it's and let's see, man. I mean, we all said Newcastle were dead and buried, but right now it's mad. Anyone could get it. Like even Norwich outside the relegation zone for the first time ever, which is meant. We're going to touch on it in a bit, but it's mad how the season.
The Premier League's crazy this year because of obviously all the COVID and the games that are just being cut. You just look at the table, and I'm just looking at it now. Burnley are rock bottom, but they're on 18 games. They've got like 4 games on Norwich.
I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Obviously, they got a good point today. They're 2 behind Watford, 3 behind Newcastle. So, look, you've got to win your games in hand, innit? As what, Spurs may find difficult, Arsenal as well, games in hand. You have to win those games. And it's the same with Burnley. And when you're down there, every game's going to be tough. But, I actually want Burnley to get relegated this season. I wanted them to get relegated last season anyway. So,
Football in the sky, bro. Football in the sky.
Yeah, football in the sky, bro. The X game then. So Man United won 1-0 at home to West Ham. We're going to talk about that one in more depth, so we'll move on. Southampton won, Manchester City won. It's just one of them results, isn't it, Boots, where you just don't expect it, but it can happen, man.
Yeah, that's it. It's like I don't think Man City are too worried if one game here or there don't click. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna happen. Like the thing is, they look decent. De Bruyne hit the post, and they could have won that game. Really,
yeah.
It's just one of them days, sort of thing. Southampton defended well. That guy, wow, man. Do you see the guy who got in the face? What's his name? Salisa?
Oh yeah, Salisa.
Better chin than Amir Khan, bruv. That ball, he stood up, bruv, and then cleared the ball. Yeah, madness. So they defended for their lives. He done well.
He was excellent. And my boy Carl Walker-Peters with a tidy finish. That's his first ever Premier League goal as well. That's crazy.
You need to bring him back, bro, with Docky here.
Fuck that.
Play the team.
Boys, we've got a comment here. So for you audio listeners, Prime has asked, wanting Burnley to get relegated is just unnecessary hate. Why don't you guys like them?
Right,
Does
Ash, you
anybody
start.
want to? Does anybody want to answer that first?
Not my type of football, bro. That's what it is, really.
It's as simple
Like,
as that, isn't it?
yeah, it's just like the Watford, at least like Norwich, bit naive, but they play good football. Your Brightons play good football. Burnley, just like over the years as well, very physical team. So it's like, I don't know. For me, I'm more about the beautiful game, and Burnley are not that team for me.
And I
Yeah.
said the same thing. I mean, Prime and I have actually gone back and forth on Twitter regarding this, and I said the same thing you said, Ash. Not my style of football. I don't like the way they play, and I'm kind of bored of them now as well. I want to see something different. Like even Brentford can come up. They're a good example. Brand
Yeah.
new to the Prem, they're still trying to play. Brentford will try and play, a different style against Tottenham or Man United or Newcastle. They adapt to who they're playing against. We don't see that with Burnley. And also as well, after they did what they did, where we actually travelled all the way there and released our starting lineup, they knew that they hadn't sorted the pitch out. We were ready to go, and then they fucking postponed the game. That really pissed me off. So after that, enough is enough. You see Sean Dyche, the flipping beefeater, coming out in a short sleeve shirt in the middle thing like, oh yeah, I'm so hard.
Middle of winter, innit?
I know,
short
middle of
for that.
winter. Yeah. So that really annoyed me.
Yeah.
I just don't enjoy their football and the way they set up. And there's no excuse for it. Yeah, of course they're staying up, so cool. But other teams are coming up and playing football, so you can't really use it as an excuse anymore.
Yeah. So I think we're all unanimous because we're all giving the same reason, and that's purely it for me. Is I don't like their style of football. I don't like watching Burnley play. It's as simple as that. So why am I going to want them in the league if I don't like watching them play? At some point, you're going to see Burnley versus Watford on the TV, and you're like, at least if it's Watford versus Leeds or Watford versus Brentford, you're like, okay, but Watford versus Burnley, you're a little bit like, you know what I mean? So it's as
And
simple as that, man.
you know what? It's so difficult as well because when we had no football when COVID first hit, and I said to myself, I promise, no matter what game it is, I'm going to watch it. And now that we're getting hit with all the football, when I see Burnley, I'm like, you know what? God forgive me, but I'm going back on my promise. I can't do it.
Yeah, no, I don't like watching Burnley play. So, and look, they've been in the Premier League for long enough now.
Yeah, we know what they're about.
They're offering the Premier League nothing going forward. So, yeah, let them
Cornet
go.
is a baller as well.
Say that again?
Cornet, Max.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm surprised he went there, because he doesn't suit or fit their style. I don't know how they got him, but he's going to be gone soon. He's a good baller.
Yeah,
I like
mean, there's so many quality players now that there's enough to go around, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like, there's different targets. Do you know what I mean? Me and Sebs have touched on this before. Like every team, Newcastle got some maximum. Like you can go from
Brighton,
so many ballers that there's just enough to go around. So that's probably why Cornet's like, yeah, get in the Prem. If it's Burnley, so be it. I'll do well there and then fuck off.
Exactly, and then get my move. Yeah, standard.
Yes, boys. So we saying about Man City, just any real blip or just one of them games?
Like Boots said, one of them games, because to be fair, they still did enough to potentially win that on another day. De Bruyne was very unlucky. It's not like Southampton that played them or they had a stinker. It was just one of them games, man. And they still got such a big buffer on the other teams. I don't think they're going to be too concerned. But Southampton come out all guns blazing. And I think they took them by surprise. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that. It's just interesting because I think if Liverpool win their game in hand, and obviously they have to win it, but then they're just 6 points behind, and 6 points, anything can go when Liverpool play Man City again. If Liverpool,
I know.
Yeah, so
I just feel like with City, it's just too much quality now, man.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. That the front areas, especially, it's just anyone can come in, man, and it's just seamless. It's literally doesn't matter. Like whoever out of Mahrez, Sterling, Grealish, Foden, Jesus, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne. It's just whereas Salah, Mane, Firmino, Jota, 2 out of that, it's a problem, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
That's the
I
thing.
hear you. Look, City are still favourites in my opinion, and probably you guys as well. It'd just be interesting to see what happens. Anything can go on in football. We'll move on. Arsenal 0, Burnley 0. So Ash, my boy was at the game. He's a United fan, funny enough. He just got some corporate hospitality seats, so he was watching the game there. But what he said was, and He said that you lot were really poor and you lot were toothless, and you really struggled to break Burnley down. Obviously, I've not seen the game, so he is a United fan, so I wanted to get your views on it to see what your thoughts were on the game today, man.
You know what? I had because it was the Liverpool game, which was live, wasn't it? So I had a stream on my phone, which was breaking. Like it's quite dead, to be fair. So
Okay.
I couldn't give a proper fair analysis. But to be fair, what your guys saying wasn't really far off. Like I think there was a situation in the first half where I think who's the centre mid? Someone done some dirty challenge. Apparently, should have gone to VAR. We'll probably see it match of the day. That should have had a sending off, apparently. But yeah, we shouldn't need to rely on a sending off to beat bottom of the league at home. Like as simple as that. And yeah, it's just for me, just Arsenal as a general, it doesn't shock me. Like I'm not a very like reactionary fan. Like as in I know where we're at. I mean, like because of how the setup of the team is at the moment, with like a strong emphasis on just relying on kids. Essentially, the best players are the kids. So just it's hard, man. 20-year-olds like that, you're basically being looked at as the ones to lead the way at a big team. Do you see what I mean? And then you've got the people who are the season pros as such, Xhaka and Aubameyang, just a waste of space. Yeah, so you can't rely on them.
Yeah.
So I just feel like at the moment it's very much going to be like that. It's a choppy curve at the moment. Like it was initially like we played too bad, play too good. Now it's more like we're playing like 3 good, 1 bad. And do you see what I mean? Like I can see progression. So it doesn't surprise me. I feel like as well, some like Saka didn't seem fit. I was watching the end of the game. He just looked dead on his feet. Like
tired.
Yeah. And it's just that's the thing. Over reliance on people like him, Smith Rowe. It's not fair. Like really. Like if you're a top team trying to get to like top 4, etc. So yeah, it doesn't really shock me. I still think like you know, like even on your worst day, you're pissed that you're dropping points to Burnley, but it's what it is.
It can happen, man. It's the Premier League. If you don't turn up, no matter who it is, not even Norwich will, as you can see, will beat a team if they need to. Obviously, I thought you would beat, but now to be honest, I wasn't sure because your form hasn't been great, and I wasn't even digging out some of the guys in the group chat. But it's like you can't have a proper conversation with them. So I'm glad we're on here. We can talk properly because what I was saying is the same thing your boy said, Sems. I said it's 4 games now. You haven't scored a goal or look like scoring. Are you concerned? And they was obviously because we lost to Chelsea. We lost to Chelsea. But I'm asking you a genuine question. So it'd be interesting.
Well, I want to ask you this question, Pat, because Booze has just mentioned the reliance on kids. Now, in my Man United group, I've been bigging Arsenal up and saying that they're a problem and I'm worried about them, blah blah blah. And what I'm getting back in my Man United group from some people is, nah, they'll fall off. They've just got too many kids, and it reminds them of us a few years back when we had loads of kids and your Pereiras and it didn't quite work. What do you think about Arsenal going forward in this running now for top 4? Do you think that they're gonna fall away because of that issue, which Boots kind of alluded to today?
I definitely think they're contenders, 100%. They're contenders with, my stance before was that Man United would always get 4th because they got too much quality, they're too good, they get rid of Ollie and get a better manager. But my stance on that has kind of changed because I've seen you guys and you're still not looking as good as I thought you would. So I still think 4th is between Tottenham, United and Arsenal. So for me, they're still in there. And I think we're all as inconsistent as each other. It's just good that Tottenham have a few games in hand on United and Arsenal. Anything can happen, man. I know Arsenal do need to get a striker, though, in my opinion. They don't have a striker that will bag them the goals. 100. I know Smith Rowe's look good, and he's got 8 goals or 9 goals. Saka's chipped in a lot more, but you still need a striker, man. If you don't get a striker, you're going to be in trouble because Lacazette's not that guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where Tottenham and Man United do seem to have more goals in them from the front 3. So, but I do think Arsenal are a decent team, and they've got enough to be there or thereabouts. But
well, Pat, you say decent team again.
Yeah.
For you guys on listening on the audio, a Dash of Sports, big up Dash in the comments, has said this: typical display of a top team struggling to break down a low block, and it doesn't help when we don't have a striker and a central midfield. So I don't know about. I don't know why he's put top team in.
Exactly. I don't know about that. Like exactly what I said. You need a striker. That's not a dig. That's the facts. You need Aubameyang is not playing for you guys anymore, and Aubameyang was better than Lacazette. Lacazette, he's not all that.
Yeah, nah, Aubameyang's done, bro. Aubameyang's
yeah,
done.
yeah, no,
We just
but I'm
need a
saying
new striker.
yeah, you need a new striker, and
Yeah.
you know, I think Arsenal probably do have a bit of creativity in that middle. You've got Odegaard, you've got Smith Rowe, you've got Saka. These guys can do something. But again, you need a striker, innit, to worry that team.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Go on, sorry, Sims.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna go back to you. You know, that comment there. Do you think it's just that, as Dash said, a typical display? Are you worried basically after that performance?
Not really,
and,
no.
and what you were saying earlier about the over reliance on kids and no real.
Yeah, no, I'm not really worried about one-off games, man. That's the thing. Even to be honest with you, Pat, with the 4 games we ain't scored in, it's like one of them was City, where Pep come out and said we was the better team. One was away to Liverpool.
Well, you were the better team. You were the better team against Man City. You were good.
That's what I'm saying. No, I think we was, and even Pep and Rodri sort of said it from the other camp.
No,
and then it's like, I mean, I'm not worried
in
about
the City game you scored.
One of them was against Forest, where we played a weakened team in the FA Cup. It's really only this game, and like the last game as well. We went out to Liverpool, but then we started well on the ascendancy. Like it was a different sort of thing where we play the top teams now, and I do see a difference. I definitely do see a difference. So, I mean, I'm not concerned about these stats. I see even Terry, your guy, he put something up there, not scored in 5 games and all this. He's just like put some context to it, bro. Like, that's what I think personally. It's just too easy just to say things. But if you actually deep it and see what we done, and prior to that, we was smashing teams up. We scored like 4 goals for the 3 games on the spin. Yeah, so
scored 5 at Norwich.
No, it's just put context. That's what I think.
Fair dues, man. Fair dues. Well, who have you got? Because I've heard Arsenal got Wolves and Brentford next. I don't know in what. Obviously, we got international break now, isn't it? So it's a little way before you play them. But I think those games are going to be a big test for Arsenal. We're probably going to see where Arsenal are at. Look, there's still a lot of football left to be played. We're in what?
It won't shock me if we win. We go on a 3-game bounce now, winning. Like that sort of thing wouldn't shock me. Like Partey come back with jet lag, like he weren't ready. Man flew back, bruv. Like,
man was tired.
Sleeping on the bench, bro. You know, like that. Come on the bench, had to bring him off, got sent off. It's like, we're just very thin in it. So like when we lose a Partey, like obviously he's starting to come into his own a bit more. I'm not saying he's been like amazing for us, but starting to see a bit better from him. But Saka's clearly, well, if we had a proper squad and players, you know, because even Pepe's not getting a look in. Like, if we had a proper squad, then I'm thinking like Saka's not really starting the last game or 2. Tomiyasu didn't look fit in the game before because Tomiyasu, let's be real. I know you have your little things on Twitter, Pat. I've seen you about. He's not that. He's done well for Arsenal. Yeah, Tomiyasu's been solid for Arsenal. Yeah, and last game, he Jota tore him a new one. Like everyone could see that. But Jota's
he got toasted. He was
no dead player.
Spinning around. He didn't know what he was doing.
Say again.
I said he got toasted. He was spinning around. He didn't know where he was. It was like this.
He did. He did. I can't lie. I hold my hands up, did it? He got ruined that game. He got ruined that game. But it's not been the whole season. You know what I mean? Good siding.
Yeah, no.
He's been better than Chicken Royale. Let's say that. And flipping Tanganga, bro.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. This is where the Arsenal Tottenham thing gets, because I've seen Tomiyasu in a lot of games, and he's decent, but the way people have been going on about him, I'm like, he's not been all that. Trust me, but.
Now people go over the top, innit? Man calling him Tommy and all that, man. Like,
exactly. I remember there was one game where he made a decent clearing header, and oh my God, he's this. I was like, come on, he's just doing what he's meant to do. Do you know?
Nah, people get gassed up. Allow that. He's been solid. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, when we've been used to having Callum Chambers and Bellerin, he's come in. It's a whole new back 5. Like none of them guys have played together before. Gabriel played like the year before, and then obviously Tierney was there but been injured. Like anyone who's played football in their life will tell you, playing with a new back five, that's kind of mad, you know. So it's going to be a bit slippery, like here or there. You've got to take these allowances in.
What's your thoughts on Ramsdale?
Yeah, he's tidy, man. I got that so wrong, bruv. I got to take that video down. Like, man hits him up, innit?
That's
He had all the relegations in his locker
as well.
Yeah, bro, that's got 500,000 views, bro. I'll get tomatoes thrown at me on the daily about that one. Get notifications. No, he's cold, man. I like him. He's like, you know what it is? Is his character more than anything, really, as well. He's just like so on it. Like, you know, he's so gassed up if he makes an interception, the defenders are high fiving. I love all that stuff because he cares.
Saying Jota's first goal, he should have saved that though. That was like Jota literally trickled the ball in the middle of the goal
because he's been solid.
No, I'm not nitpicking. He's a goalkeeper. That's a big game. Those are big moments.
He went. What happened with that? He cut inside, and then obviously Jota went that side. He sort of read it wrong. Want to go left.
Busting up. Why?
You know them one big moments in the Caravan Cup.
Big moments.
You know, everyone would have told us we got through to that Caravan Cup. It was a dead cup. You know about that one? That's what we would have heard. Big moment, you know, like it was a Champions League semi-final. Wow.
Well, it's a big moment. There's not that many trophies out right about now. You're at home. It's 0-0 versus Liverpool. Come on, that's a big moment.
Yeah, but you know what?
All those allowances where he's doing Supermans and.
You give allowances. If it's Xhaka, flicking thinks he's Daniel LaRusso, fucking being a karate kid, fly kicking man, and all of that, you're like, you know what? This guy does it every other week. Ramsdale's been solid for us, so I'll allow, man. Do you know what I mean? I'll allow, man.
Oh gosh, you're not killing me. Nah, you know what? Just touching on this comment here from Adrian about Tommy, you know, and I agree this about Ramsdale as well. I think these were one-off games, man. Like generally speaking, they've been good, Pat. These were one-off games.
These Twitter fingers up for that one, bruv. You know that. As soon as you see the Ramsdale one, got him.
But I hear the other side as well is that in probably the biggest game of Arsenal's season, they didn't quite do it when they needed to. So you're gonna be able to throw some shade on them that way. But I think overall they've been good, man. It's hard to just judge them on the one game. But
shout out to Adrian as well. We always go back and forth on Twitter. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Me and Adrian have had our moments as well. But
had these moments with everyone, bro.
Shout out Adrian. Adrian's blessed, man. Big up Double D in the comments as well. Ramsdale was dying for some curry goat.
Ramsdale loves his hard food though. All jokes aside, he loves it. There's like videos of him talking about his favorite foods and that.
He's a bit of a G still. He's a bit of a G. Let's move on to the next game then quickly. Not really. We won't spend long on this one. Palace 1, Liverpool 3. Did you First of all, did you lot guys think that the last one was a penalty, Pat?
No, straight up, no. I just don't understand. Like they watched it on VAR for like 5 minutes, and then they still gave it. And they watched. Obviously, they must have watched it in slow motion over and over. Was it Jota? I think it was Jota. Jota ran into the keeper. So how is that a foul? And how's that a pen? It's I just don't understand. And the thing that pisses me off is that they'll overview and watch something like that over and over. And when there's real decisions that need to be made, they just wave it off. It's just it's so frustrating because Palace would get it wasn't a pen and Palace were getting back into that game. They may have still lost, but obviously when it's 2-1 compared to 3-1, game over, innit? Because Palace were all over Liverpool in that second half. So even shout out to Sire, Liverpool fan, he's put in the comments never a penalty. Yeah. So it's a shame. You know, but
when they run it over so many times, it's a madness.
I know,
clear and obvious. Like, it's clearly not like because
I think that's a good point you make there, Boots. Is that it's meant to be clear and obvious, and I think I heard someone say it the other day in commentary that if you have to replay it this amount of times, then it's not clear and obvious. Then you just stick with your original decision, innit? I'm not sure why they're going.
And you know what? You know what smashed it as well, boys? The referee didn't even run to the monitor. He just listened on his ear and then straight, like, you know what I mean, pointing to the spot. Why didn't you go and check it? And even then, if you don't believe in stand by your decision and overturn it, and everyone would have said, you know what, that's the right decision, well done. But he just literally got overturned by them guys and stuck with it.
No, he went to the monitor, didn't he? He went to the monitor.
No,
he did.
Did he? I thought
Yeah.
he didn't.
No, he went to the monitor.
Maybe I'm
Yeah.
bugging. And so he went to the monitor, but still stayed with his thing. Then that's even worse.
He went to the monitor and then changed it, isn't it, to a pen? Because he didn't give a pen in the beginning. He didn't give a pen in the beginning.
He didn't. He was like, nah.
Yeah.
He was right there as well. He saw it. Like he was right next to it.
Oh, Double D.
Yeah,
he's got them red tinted glasses on, saying blatant. Yeah. Shout out to Bunts. Bunts also a Liverpool fan, saying never a pen, ref bottled it. Yeah, we definitely we see Liverpool getting these decisions, and it was very interesting, man, because Palace was giving them some trouble today. That at least
they were.
He is a baller.
Cold.
Oh,
They keep picking him up, innit? Eze as well.
Eze, yeah. Like they got some ballers, man.
Yeah. That VAR thing, though, don't you think it just allows for like a sort of corruption thing, man? I feel like it's just, I don't know, man. I don't like it, bro. Like,
I think they should just get rid of it, and then we all just live by the same thing.
Unless you're gonna get a better level of consistency,
exactly, then forget it.
Because every week you're seeing same situations and then like different outcomes. Do you know what I mean? Cool. Every week you can name them ones.
Well, how long has it been now? Is this the third season?
Second.
It's second season.
Yeah.
Is it only second? Yeah.
Yeah, second. Yeah.
Well, look, I think by the end of this season, I think 2 seasons is enough to see that VAR ain't working. We're still, as you said, we're still getting the same inconsistent decisions, and at least it's easier to stomach when a ref's making an on-the-spot decision, which really, when we take ourselves out of the emotion of the game, we can understand mistakes are going to happen. Do you know what I mean? In fast motion, we can understand that. But no mistakes shouldn't be happening when you're going to VAR. The inconsistency between games and teams when it's going to VAR. This is the problem. I reckon.
I know it's on or off as well with the line. Yeah, I get that you have to have that. That's what it is, right? But you know, just when it's certain things like if man is like, you know, a 10.5 boot size, if he was a 10, he's on offside. I mean, it's those sort of things which you just feel like this is mad, bro. Like,
I think that they should be able to
and all of that.
Yeah, they should be able to build in. They should be able to build in because it was always give the advantage to the attacker. So they should be able to build in some sort of metrics or buffer that allow the attacker to have the advantage.
Exactly.
Because it is silly when you're going by the hairs of the thing and then saying it's offside.
Andy Carroll was thingy when he scored that rocket that overhead, his ponytail was offside, wasn't it? You see that the other day, bruv. Bad one.
Oh gosh, yeah. VAR is a problem, yeah. VAR is not the problem, it's the person behind it. And you know what? That's let me just put that up on the screen and then that's what Saeed said. VAR is not the problem, is the person behind it. Adrian also says the same sort of thing. VAR isn't the issue, it's the standard of reffing. And that's basically it, really. I guess until they improve that, then there's no point in having VAR because it's the same referees making the same issues. What does Dash say? No turning back on VAR. It's not the tech, it's the people running it, which is still prone to human error. And again, I can't argue with that. Can't argue with that at all, Dash. Anyway, let's move on. Leicester 1, Brighton 1. Not really much to say on this game.
I didn't see it. I haven't seen any highlights, so
Me neither.
I can't really touch on it, to be fair.
Me neither. Yeah. Do you want to say anything on that one, Boots?
Only that Brighton are looking really good, man. They give anyone a game. It's mad. Brighton, drew with Chelsea away recently as well. I think when we beat them, we drew with them at home away at the start of the season. Everyone was like, But then it shows, isn't it? They've given anyone a good game.
They gave you lot of trouble that day, boy.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they should have won. Yeah. Well, that's it. It goes back to the whole Graham Potter thing. Very good manager, man. I believe his ceiling is very high. He's going to get a good team soon.
Yeah, I agree. Saeed has asked, what's happened to Leicester? Don't know.
Brendan Rodgers, that's what's happened. He's a bottler, man. He's a bottler. and
Butler or
he
Bottler?
Butler. And we talk about accountability of referees. He needs to be held accountable because the amount of times he's bottled really good positions and the amount of times he's thrown games away. If it was any other manager, they would be, there'd be like a flipping witch hunt or an inquiry. But for some reason, he seems to just get away with it. Like, how the hell did they lose to us? That is
To
just
you lot,
criminal.
yeah.
Like, honestly,
Is that him or was that the players? Because when I see that final goal go in, I'm thinking, what you lot are all over the place defensively. It's the last minute. I'm thinking, what are you lot doing? How is this? I don't
did
know.
you watch the whole game or did you just see the highlights?
No. I just see the
Yeah,
highlights
because
when they showed the goals. I
we
know you lot
we
was all over them that
yeah,
game.
we absolutely battered them. And
We
again,
did.
he should have
We
made
did.
some changes in the game because
Yeah.
they had 15 minutes to see it out and he didn't change anything, Sems. That's not the
Okay.
sign of a good manager.
Yeah.
They were, if Ash, if you watched it, you'll know their backs were to the wall the whole second half.
Yeah.
He didn't really adapt it. They hit us on the counter and scored. I was like, how the hell are they winning this
In the
game?
first half,
And then,
you was battering
yeah,
them,
exactly.
and then they scored,
and
didn't it?
then they scored, and then we got a goal before halftime. Brilliant, 1-1. Second half, we were all over them. They scored again, like 75th minute, Madison.
Yeah.
I was like, we've lost this game, man. You know, one of them days where you just like, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But we just kept going and going and going, and he didn't change anything. So I'm like, right, okay.
Has he? Can we say that he's been hit with a few injuries that is causing the problem?
But that's the same with every team, Sam. So I know you're trying to like be like, do you know what I mean, like a neutral and be, but we've all been hit with injuries, isn't it? That's football. There's no team out there that hasn't been hit with a big injuries.
That's true.
You know what, as well, just quickly, you see, like the last 2 years when they obviously had the first half of the season and just was, top two.
Yeah, flying. Yeah,
and then
flying.
that second half of seasons, they dropped off massively. And maybe it's just a kind of thing where like this season has just kind of been equaling out of that's where they are. Because if you look at their form for the last half of seasons, for the last two, it's been dreadful, man. Like it was like 15 points or something away from being fifth and ended up being fifth, So I don't know, man. Yeah, they've got some good players though. I do like their players.
They do. They've got some good players, and on their day they can beat anyone and they can give anyone a game. But it's just, you're right, Booth. They're just very inconsistent. So it's a strange one. Like Madison on his day is top, is top dollar. Same with Tillemans, but Tillemans has been a bit dodgy recently as well. I've not really seen. I don't know.
I think
like,
he's got thingy, man. He's got a move on his mind, maybe.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think people are looking at him. I think Arsenal are linked with him. Man, you are linked with him.
Yeah.
Man, you ain't linked with him.
You don't reckon again?
Man, you ain't linked with Tielemans. Not to say I wouldn't take him, but Man, you ain't linked with Tielemans. I know. They try and link Man U to everybody, man. But anyway, we'll move on from them and move on to Chelsea 2, Tottenham 0. Pat, talk to us, because you know what, you lot have played Chelsea quite a lot recently, and
just keep getting slapped.
I hate Chelsea.
Yes,
I hate Chelsea.
The golfing class has been really apparent in all of those games.
It's the one team, no matter, don't get me wrong, Chelsea are much better than us, but they're just the one team that we just never can put a glove on. Like, we can play Man City. Man City are way better than us, but we'll turn up and the game will be tight, or we could beat them, or, Man United or Liverpool. Liverpool are much better than us, but we get a result. Do you know what I mean? But with Chelsea, no matter what happens, we always fucking get beat. And we get beat comprehensively. I just hate them. They're our bogey team, and we just always seem to. And then obviously I put a tweet out saying, thank God we don't have to play them again. And everyone's like, don't worry, the FA Cup draw will soon come. I was like, please not, man. That would be torture. Do you know what I mean? Like, how we played them 4 times already in the season? Do you know what I mean? We're only in January.
Mad. That's mad.
So it's but yeah, man, all jokes aside, it's just, I don't know, man. We always just seem to get, like, yeah, Chelsea are better than us, and obviously create unluck. But in every game, we're just so unlucky. Like, again, at home, we had like 2 goals chalked off. Today, how is that Harry Kane foul a foul? Like, that is not a foul.
That was a push.
Oh, come on. You honestly believe he pushed Thiago to push him down like that?
But I don't really see the point in him going down. Like, when the ball comes in, they're level. Like, he's just ahead of Kane, yeah? I mean, like, he's got goal side. So he's in a good position.
He was behind the ball. and he bought the
Yeah,
foul.
but
It's the art of a great defender. It's very smart what he did, and obviously it worked. But I don't think that's a foul, man. Honestly, Kane just went like that, and the guy's flying.
You're like Superman, isn't
it? I thought that was
Like, you know what? Like you say,
stood.
like you say, if you get touched in the box as an attacker and there's contact, you go down. Because the thing is, even with that nudge, what probably would have happened is Kane is then in a position of control because he's going to be off balance. It might have not made him dive on the floor, but then Kane could have still done what he'd done, got the ball and then slid it home. Do you see what I mean? So ultimately, that push would have like put off Thiago, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, T. Chelsea fan. It wasn't a foul. I don't think it was a foul. That's why I'm asking everyone
He's just happy in it because he won in it, man. He's just
yeah.
I'll be honest. I've looked at it a few times and I'm on the fence with it because I don't know, man. I do think the pundits can influence people's decisions.
Come on,
because they're all like, it's not a foul. It's not a foul. Da, 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 da.
Exactly.
Like for me, like
Gary Neville, his best friend,
in the beginning, I was thinking, okay, this must be really, really soft. But then when I watched the replay, man has done this in it. Like, you're getting a free kick any other place on the pitch for doing that. So
Lukaku bodied Sanchez twice, way harder than that, and the ref didn't call it. That's what I mean.
Was it a body? Was it a body or
no? Lukaku was pushing him all over the place, and the ref didn't call it.
Do you know
what I mean? Like, literally, like saying, like, he was Mr. Miyagi.
And battles, though, isn't it?
Yeah, they were battling, but I'm saying the ref didn't call it, so that's why I just don't understand, man. I don't understand. And then the referees are wanker as well, because why didn't you just not call it and wait for VAR to intervene? But once you call it, that's it. They can't look at it. And these are the little things that they need to sort out with VAR next year, like these little technicalities where you can get away with things. Like if the ref blows before this amount of time, then they can't look at it. If the ref leaves it, then they can look at it. Do you know what I mean? It's just the VAR hides behind.
I do think though, Pat, if that went to VAR, they would have stuck with the ref's decision. I don't think they would have overturned it because he's giving it thing. And then
didn't they go to VAR? Wouldn't VAR check it anyway?
No, they didn't go to VAR because the ref called it before. Obviously, he scored. Like the ref blew for it, so they didn't go to VAR.
No, it did. So, I think it did. Didn't it go to VAR?
Yeah, I think it did.
People in the comments, I think it did go to VAR, man.
They check it out, bro. They check it out.
Yeah, I think VAR did check. I think VAR did check.
It wasn't enough, like, for them to overturn it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't get me wrong, he's gone over like dramatically in it, but it's like it's enough to go over. He's pushed it. So you do the sensible thing in that situation and you go down. Like, that's just how I see it.
Yeah. The side saying, VAR did check it. VAR did check it, man. So just one of them things, Pat, unfortunately.
It's one of them things. But yeah, Chelsea way better. Deserved to win. ZX goal was unbelievable. No keeper saving that. That was just insane. Like the way it carved, because I thought it was going out, and then all of a sudden I see top bins. So I was like, wow, okay. Like no keeper, no chance. ZX left foot is just a wand. It's amazing. And then Chelsea just better, man. But it's frustrating. Then the thing is to beat a team like Chelsea away from home, obviously they've got to have a bad game, or you've got to stick to the game plan, execute it to perfection, and not give them any time and space. And we played well in the first half to a degree. Second half, we were just all over the place, and they just killed us within like 10 minutes.
Pat,
but Docker,
Sorry to cut you because we're running out of time, and I've got a question that I needed to ask you because I was speaking to Liam about this with certain games that you know where you've turned up and you've done well, or you could have done a little bit better. It was more around the Carabao Cup games that you've lost against Chelsea, and we're seeing the difference in class. So Conte is doing what he can. He's had a good start at Chelsea, but now are we now starting to see the issues that his predecessors have had with Daniel Levy with regards to transfers? Do you think that he's going to get backed the way he wants to be backed? Because hearing his interview after the game, it kind of suggests that he needs players. And when you look at your squad, it's not the best, is it?
Yeah, I mean, we all knew this before he come in, and obviously we all thought Conte coming in would have been under the premise that he's going to be backed. I still don't understand. We're January the 23rd. Tomorrow's the 24th. Essentially the last week of the window. Still no players in or out. We've all said, like I've said from the beginning, I'll wait to the end of the window to see what's going on. So far, it's been underwhelming, disappointing, whatever you want to say. It's been awful. So if he doesn't get back, then we all know that Levy, the fans are going to be on Levy's neck if he doesn't back Conte. There's no excuses. You don't bring in a world-class manager and then not back him. The squad is not good enough. We all know that. Conte's come out and said it time and time again. We've seen the performances against the top teams where there's a gulf in class. It needs to be bridged. We've got players like Ndombele, Dele Ali, Lo Celso. These guys cost a lot of money or were worth a lot of money. They're not impacting games. They're doing fuck all. They need to go, and we need to bring in better players. Daniel Levy's got a week, otherwise it's gonna be very toxic in the stadium. Even against Leicester at half time when we were losing, there was chance of Levy out. Luckily, we won that game. Do you know what I mean? But already there, because people are not happy with this shit. When we played, who do we play? West Ham or I can't remember. But recently, again in the stadium at half time, there was chance of Levy out. Luckily, we won the game as well. But yeah, the fans are already on him. And if he doesn't back Conte, there's no excuses in it. We got Paratici in, we got Conte. What are you waiting for? I still don't understand why other teams are, and some of my Spurs boys are like, oh yeah, but it's Aston Villa not being funny. There's no excuses, man. The window's open. Go and get players. I don't understand it. We need players, but we don't have a squad depth like Man United or City or Liverpool. We need players. There's gaping holes in the squad. Why are you not addressing it? So yeah, Semps, going back to your question, he needs to pull his finger out.
Yeah, man. Just as an outsider looking in, Boots, because we've seen it with Jose, where you think to yourselves, right, how is this fit really gonna? How does this work? Jose is a guy that needs players. Daniel Levy don't like to buy,
Yeah,
and it didn't work out. And then we all think that maybe it's going to be different this time round. Can you see the same thing?
I don't think it can be different. It's just gonna be a shit show again. Like every time they just make the same mistakes, man. Like, I mean, for me, it's even easier for someone like Conte to just to blurt whenever he wants because he's got an 18-month deal, whereas the other guys on 4-year deals and stuff, they're probably thinking, you know what, I'm gonna bide my time. Levy might piss him off with like what he's not doing in the windows, etc. But like I'll hang about. Conte's probably just like, you know what, like if you're gonna mess me about, it's not like I'm walking out on a massive big payout because it's only like 6 months, a year left on my contract. I'll just walk. Like, and Conte,
He's got that history as well, isn't it?
Exactly. He's got that history. So, yeah, man, none of it shocked me. Levy's just tired. He's just an idiot. And yeah, I get Pat's frustrations with it. Just quickly with the game as well. Like, I don't know, man. Like when I look at Spurs' that team out today, like
I thought he tried to be smart and just block up the midfield.
Yeah,
and
four fullbacks, bruv, playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, like fullbacks in midfield, bruv.
Yeah, it was weird. But to be fair, like
Persian, Davies, and Tanganga.
Like half time, it worked. Obviously, second half you saw it just didn't work. The problem is when the ball was going wide, the two players, as in the fullback and the actual wide player, didn't know who to press and who to cover because they're not used to playing in those positions. So it was really weird. It didn't look like they had worked on it in training. Like
I just think looking at the players, it's just I don't know. For me, Tottenham players, I just don't think. I don't know, like bar Kane and Son. I don't know, man. I just think the squad looks rubbish. To be honest with you, I'll be honest.
What do you think?
Are you rating? Like, do you rate the squad?
Would you say
Tanganga, Dyer, Davies, Sessegnon, Winks, Dele Alli, Doherty, Bergwijn? Or he come on? I just don't like. I mean, just with Arsenal, at least I could kind of see like there's a lot of potential in our team, sort of thing. I'm just being real. You can tell me if you think I'm wrong. But with yours, I don't really see a load of youngsters coming through where I'm excited about anything really. And then Kane's sooner or later going to go. Sonny's getting older. Like, I don't know.
Brian Healy.
That's football though, isn't it? Like you say about youngsters coming through, at the end of the day, it's about now. And there's some,
but they're all in the team playing well. Saka's playing well, Martinelli's playing well, Smith Rowe's playing well. These are all youngsters who are in our team, not up and I just mean you can't really rely on these sort of guys to the line for top
okay,
four.
all right. Let me put it this way. What's the difference? Because you're saying they're playing well, they're in the team. We're all level on points and we play the game less. So even with all of that being said, There's not. It's
I
not
think
like
Conte's
Arsenal
just
are
doing a
outperformed.
thing for you, to be honest with you. I think Conte's got like a really bad bunch playing well, running through brick walls.
There you go. But then that's the squad as well, then, isn't it? Like the squad have to
Yeah,
perform.
but that's not
So,
sustainable for me.
but what?
I don't think that's sustainable.
Why is your model sustainable and ours isn't? And I'm just asking genuine questions because if the youngsters,
there's potential in ours, isn't there? Like you would like to think whatever standard like our players are at the moment, they're going to get better. Is that right?
still
Are they going to get worse?
yeah. But we've also
Unless
got a
you're
young.
Dele Alli, of course. But like
All right, but if you flip it on its head, what is it? Skip's very young. Brian Gill's very young. Sessegnon's young. We still got young players as well. People don't look at it like that. They just say, "Oh yeah, you've got Kane. Kane's going to decline.
The only one
Son's
I
going to
think
decline."
actually looks alright. To be fair, Sessegnon,
Skip's a very good player. Skip's never put a foot wrong.
Yeah, he's just kind of standard, isn't he? He's just like what Harry Winks was, man. Like he's not a Smith Rowe, is he? He's not like a Smith Rowe or a Saka. I know you hate the brother.
He's not an attacking player. That's not my point. That's not the point. The point is
what he does in his position.
Centre mid, but he's always good. He always has a solid game. Doesn't really make mistakes. He recycles the ball well. He tackles, he intercepts. For what his role is, he's very good at it, and he's very young. So yeah, he's not an attacking player. So people don't look at him like, oh my god, he's this, he's that. But he's good at what he does. So and he's very young as well. So what I'm trying to say,
the majority of your squad is a lot of thing. You've got a couple youngsters. All right, cool. Couple that you named there could come through, but the ones I named, bro, it looks crap for me. To me, that's being real.
Yeah, it's an easy take to say that, but if that's the case, then why are we that's what I'm saying. We're halfway through the season and we're still in a good position. If we was as bad as you lot are making it out to be, we wouldn't be where we are. Do you know what I mean? So it's easy to say that. And yeah, we do have players that haven't done well and we need to get rid of.
Seventh,
but
bro.
we're seventh, but we've played a lot less games than the other teams.
That don't mean anything necessarily.
Oh, come on. Of course it does. If you've played more games, you've had a chance to put more points on the board. Like, that's common sense, isn't it?
True, but if you don't win the game,
that's why. Yeah, but when we have a chance to play them, then we'll see what happens, isn't it? Hence why, if everyone was writing Burnley off right now, it'd be a bit foolish because they played 4 less games than Newcastle, for example. So you've got to put context into it.
Yeah, but they've just lost Chris Wood as well.
Yeah, but but they still have a chance to. They've got 4
I know what you mean, but
I
don't like this whole game in hand thing, man. I hear that a lot from the Spurs.
It's from anyone that's played less games. Like you can't, if you played more games than the other teams, you have an opportunity.
I get what you're saying, but when was the last time?
Arsenal fans keep saying, "Oh yeah, but you can't talk about it." But we can because it's not. We're not on equal amount of games. If we'd all played the same amount of games, then I'd understand if he was above us. But we're sitting on level points and you play the game more. But all I hear is, oh yeah, Arsenal are on the up, Arsenal this, Arsenal that, Tottenham are crap, Tottenham this and that. But we've got the same points with less games played. Like, where's the context? Where's the logic?
Yeah,
be consistent.
I know what you mean. Like, I mean, you're still in a position. I think that the whole thing really, Arsenal, Tottenham, Man U, West Ham in the mix of the moment. No one's
100%.
playing as a top 4 team. Like, no one's playing to that level. Like, it's just that last position available because everyone's just scrapping for it, basically. That's how I see it.
Even Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea won today, but if Chelsea aren't careful, they'll get sucked back in. They've got their fixtures, because the Premier League is crazy. I think they'll be all right. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as clear cut as we all think it is. Because look at Norwich, for example. We thought they were done and dusted, and they're like somehow climbed out. Like, it's easy for teams to go on a run or not go on a run. But yeah, I forgot about West Ham, but I'm so glad Man United beat West Ham because
we can move on to that game now.
Yeah,
move on to that.
Yeah, so glad. I know. I didn't watch the game. I've watched the highlights. So I didn't see it all shape up, but obviously West Ham fans fuming about the goal. Do you not think it was offside?
Look, man, on the TV, it looked a little bit booky. I'm gonna hard to say how it is. When I saw the replay, the thing is I was saying to my peoples, is like, I couldn't celebrate, and this VAR has done this. When the goal went in, I couldn't celebrate because I actually thought Rashford was offside first. I didn't think Cavani. I initially thought, is Rashford ahead of the ball here?
Oh,
so
okay.
So I was just like, let me wait and see what I'll go on. And then when they saw the replay and I saw Cavani, I was like, oh, he's looking off. Do you know what I mean? But who knows what different angles? Because then I see some next angle where they did the lines and everything, and Cavani was on. So I don't know if it was Photoshop or edit or what. I don't know. But look, just like Liverpool got theirs today, we may have got ours yesterday. And boy, we needed it, man. But you know what? I actually think on the balance of it all, you know, Declan Rice said he think a point was a fair result. I think we done enough to just edge the victory yesterday. I do think. Hold on one sec. And you say United don't get decisions. Once again, United get the. You see, Danny. Oh my god.
Put the comment up.
Why does so Danny says Sems and you say United don't get decisions. Once again, United get the decision, and Tottenham twice in the last few weeks decisions against us. Man United always get the decision. Okay, so let me just put my drink over here and just knock this on the head once and for all. I've never said Manchester United don't get decisions. What I've said is that it swings and roundabouts, and everybody gets decisions one week, and you may not get decisions another week. Yes, the top teams, and I would include Tottenham in there. The top sides get more decisions over the lesser teams. I was speaking to my cousin today. He's a Crystal Palace fan, and I said to him, that Liverpool decision there, if that was the other way around, Crystal Palace probably don't get that. Do you know what I mean? So this is my stance is I'm not saying Man United don't get decisions. Yes, we do. It looks like we may have got one yesterday. And I even said it before the comment even came up. I said Liverpool got theirs today. And to a degree, you can even argue Chelsea may have got some today with the push and everything. Man United got ours. But we need to get this chip off our shoulders, man. You know, these Spurs fans and old Liverpool fans, and because of Man United's success over the years, they got a chip on their shoulder. Man United get everything. Man United get everything. Trust me, when you watch football, it swings and roundabouts. It's as simple as that. It swings and roundabouts.
You know what?
Arsenal, for example, you'll hear Arsenal fans complaining about decisions that they don't get. And then in the next game, they'll get a decision. And it was funny.
It is. It swings and roundabouts.
It swings and roundabouts, bro. Because
all it is, it's just variance, isn't it? Like, I mean, because VAR has only just come in, like, it could just be like you're having a good season of it. Do you see what I mean? Like, that's the only thing I would say. When it's out for the long run, like, if it's out 4 or 5 years, then it will balance out. You know what I'm saying, though, with variance? Like, if it's just like 1 year, then, you know, you could just get a bag load of decisions. Because, like, I'll be real, last year we got stung by VAR, but this year I feel like we're getting a bit more in our favour. It's not necessarily you'll get the balance in the season. Does that make sense?
No, shout out to Daniel just quickly before we move on, because I do feel his frustration. I feel this year we've been stung by a lot of decisions, because if you look at that Rashford goal, I know it's Cavani that was in the lead up. Against Southampton, Harry Kane was pretty much more onside than Cavani was offside, but yet that goal got chalked off. Today, another goal got chalked off. That's 2 bad decisions in the space of a couple of weeks, where United got one today. And it's not even Tottenham versus United. It's just, I can see why Danny's frustrated. You're missing
the point.
The swings and roundabouts ain't
You're
really
missing the point there, though, Pat. It's because it's not
in a couple of weeks' time.
It's no point talking about Man United getting the decision, because in another game we could even be talking about Everton getting the decision, or Sheffield. No, not Sheffield. They're not in the team. Watford getting the decision. But you know what I mean? Like, decisions are happening. And this is the reason why we're discussing VAR in nearly every single game. Manchester United don't play in nearly every single game. So this is the point I'm making. Get the chip off your shoulder, and it's not Man United getting decisions all of the time. Every team, because when I'm watching us play Chelsea the other day, and Chelsea are getting a decision against us, I don't see Danny saying, "Oh yeah, Chelsea got a decision. Man United didn't get a decision in this game." He doesn't say that. Like
he might have. You never know.
He hasn't. And me and Danny have been back and forth about this on Twitter. As I said, you just got to get the chip off your shoulder, mate. You know, Man United may get decisions this week. Next week we may not. This is what happens.
That's the reality, isn't it?
That's the reality.
You get a bad one, and then like Pat, like I said, next week you could have 2 or 3 in your favour. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it's going to happen.
And let's not kid ourselves like Tottenham ain't had their decisions go in their favour as well. It happens, bro. It happens, and it's happened this season as well. It happens. Anyway, we move on. Man United
What
anyway. We got the
Yeah.
just
go on.
just quickly, what are you not saying about West Ham? Where do you think they'll finish? Do you think
Yeah,
because I didn't I didn't put them in the mix when I said about Man United, Tottenham, and Arsenal fighting for fourth. I actually genuinely forgot about them, but I think they're in the mix as well. But I don't know if they're as strong
I
as the
don't
other
think they'll
teams.
get
But
fourth.
yeah,
I think
but
I wouldn't be surprised if they're like. I mean, I think personally, it's going to be Arsenal, Tottenham, Man U, West Ham will be between fourth and eighth.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
That's the teams.
So,
Yeah.
and then, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're like fifth or sixth or just pushing. Don't know. It's just like if they, for somehow, if Antonio's hamstrings hold it together, and then they get a good run without injuries and that. Bowen, he's looking class, man.
Yeah, he's a
bumping
baller,
a
man.
lot.
He's a baller. He's a
And they
baller.
just got a solid team, innit? You know, just good
Yeah.
work ethic. Like, you know,
They
David
work
Moyes,
well for each
Moyes
other.
team, you
Yeah.
know? Like, so, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, they're doing well, innit? Like, let's be real. But they're injuries away from just like falling off. Like, if Declan Rice, you know, gets injured, Antonio, like,
Or
you know,
Bowen, yeah, one of the key
injuries,
guys. Yeah.
there's issues. Whereas if it happens to Man U, they'll probably cope better. Like, obviously, do you know what I mean?
I think West Ham will finish behind our us lot. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think
Same.
West
That's
Ham
what
will
I've
finish.
always said that.
Yeah, you
And I
have,
stand
and
by that. Yeah.
I think they'll finish. And you know, looking at yesterday's game, Man United, I don't know if it's just that we're now just starting to get to grips with what Ralph wants us to do or what, but it was one of those games where we saw a lot more intensity from Man United. We were there on the second balls, and it was a much better performance than what we've seen in a lot of recent weeks. And then you know, it's sort of like West Ham came and sat back, you know, and they didn't really cause us any problems. You know, in all of the other games, even Brentford last week or in the week caused us problems. Villa caused us problems. Everyone causes us problems. Not at any point in that game did I really think, rah, you know what, like West Ham are caught. I actually thought, you know what, we're actually going to go on and win this game, and I haven't felt like that in a long time. Trust me, boys. So I look at that and I just think, you know what, I think West Ham are just going to be just a little bit short of what they need to push our teams, because I see our teams as having more threats. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, that's what I think. They definitely have players in Bowen, and he was causing problems at times. Declan Rice, though, I have to say, you know, I remember I used to knock him, and I think he's a top footballer, and
He's so good, man. He's so good at
he's
what he does.
he's exactly what Man United need, man. I think if we was to get Declan Rice, man,
There's going to be there's
out.
going to be a big bidding war between you guys and Chelsea, and I think even Man City may try and sneak in, but definitely Man United and Chelsea are going to be all over that probably this year or next year.
Yeah, I say they just have to pay. It's going to be a ridiculous fee, as we said.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm like, pay it, man, because I think he's top draw. Like even
And
in the game yesterday when we did play them, top draw.
You know
man.
what's mad as well? Like Jack Wilshere, when he was training with West Ham, he was saying how actually in training he's like one of the best finishers.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
just doesn't even shoot enough, sort of thing.
yeah.
Because even like he travels well with the ball. We all know he's got a great engine,
yeah,
great breaking up play. Like everyone can see that. But actually moving and transitioning through plays and that moving forward, he's tidy. And he's
yeah, he
also
is.
got finishing in his locker, which he doesn't really utilize. Because even Jack Wilshere was like that. That's why it kind of come up, because Jack Wilshere was always renowned. Remember, he had a great shot, never really was never shooting. Like he used to wind up the Arsenal fan. So he was saying, like, basically, Declan, you know, you got that in your locker, should use that more. So you never know, you might see that even come into his game, like a bit more goals as well.
And he's a lot quicker than, like you said, Boots, about it being mobile and agile. He's a lot quicker than what people give him credit for. Because a lot of times you see a quick striker trying to get past him or get away from it, and he's still on their heels, or he catches up with them. And you're like, wow, how's he catching up with like Lucas or Bergwijn, or you know, the guys that are quick? He's quick, man. He's rapid.
And he
He's a good player,
travels fast play as well.
Yeah,
Runs with the ball. You know, like you can run quick, but if you run with the ball,
exactly. That's it. No,
yeah,
he's
he's
good,
got
man.
that in his locker, man. He's
That's
good, very good player.
He's got so many qualities, as you said. To have a midfielder like him, who's agile, quick, strong, can read the game well, can travel,
and he's
with
young
the ball,
as well.
can
He's
shoot,
young,
and he's young, and he's English. Let's not, you know, like having that type of English player is a good thing in English football.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
the more better English players you have, it is good for you. So
and he's prem proven as well. There's no like, oh, will
prem
he hit the
proven.
prem? You know, like we
Yeah.
all see top players and they don't make it in the prem. Ndombele is another one. So Lo Celso, I don't know if Lo Celso. Well, yeah, Lo Celso is a good player because when he plays for Argentina, he balls out. But these guys can't cut it in the Premier League for whatever reason. You know, Declan Rice will cut it. So
Yeah.
top player, man, top
And
player.
even with Man U, like with the kind of how you've got a lot of individuals, do you know what I mean? Bruno, Ronaldo, Greenwood, Sancho, that are very like Rashford, very individual. Like he would just be that team player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like very
yeah.
much like just pivotal. Like it's a really good fit for Man United with what you've got at the moment.
I think so as well.
I think that's the evolution for. I think when Man United get to a point when we can start being more of a team, I think we'll be dangerous because we are very much just individuals at the moment, and I think it's becoming quite evident on the pitch as well, which has not been good for us. That everyone there's like little cliques, and we don't really seem to be together. But I do feel that, and I'm not saying that we're gonna get top four because I think it's gonna be really tough still. But I think that yesterday's game could be one of those season changes for us, man, because it, last minute winner. You saw
You heard it here first, Sems.
yeah, I heard it. No,
Clip it up.
I don't know if it's more hope or what, but I saw something in the performance, and to get that last minute winner and the crowd and just seeing the team just come together at the end as well, the players and stuff. Martial was on the field, and you can see, a little bit of embrace for him. And I don't know, man. I think this may just be the little catalyst that we need, and especially we've got a break, which a lot of people are thinking, this come at the wrong time for us. But it's an extra few weeks that Ralph gets to work with the players that are still here that don't go away on international duty. Yeah, man, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens now in this next month before we start our tough run of games in March. And I'm hoping it's a season changer for us anyway. Obviously, you guys won't be happy with that if it is, but for me, I'm hoping it is, boy. It was
Sems, I was going to ask you, is Alanga?
Alanga, yeah.
Like with all the attacking forwards you've got, and then he's starting the last two. Like it's just mad, isn't it? Like I don't know much about him. Like
and I've spoken to. For me, what that is attitude, application, hard work. That's what he's come there, and he's been putting it in training. He's shown the right attitude, and he's got starts, man. And I think what a lot of people are cussing us about, and what we've been guilty of, is our lack of work rate on the field. But you know what? I don't actually think a lot of it is down to desire. I think that we're just an unfit team, which makes it quite crazy to think, Manchester United, or a football team of this level, the players ain't fit enough to put in that level of work. But I genuinely believe that's what it is, because against Villa, and I was telling Houston, wasn't I, Ash? For the first 35 minutes, I'm telling you, it was a brilliant performance. We were in their heels, we was doing so well, but then it just fades away. And we've seen this as well, even in his first game at Crystal Palace, first 30 minutes, again, and then it fades away. And I just think the fitness of the players is what's lacking. And then Alanga comes in, he's young, fitter, works hard, and that's why he's been getting, and he's been playing well. I don't see any star quality in him, to be honest. I don't see a Martinelli, for example, or a Saka, if we're looking at star quality, or Greenwood. But I feel, if he has the desire to work hard, who knows where he can get to, because he's definitely been playing well, though. I'll give him his credit.
What are you thinking with Sancho? Has he been starting much under Ragnick?
He was starting more under Ragnick when Ragnick first came in.
That's right.
Last few games, he's not been there for personal reasons, or the last game he wasn't there for personal reasons, and he sat out one or two. With Sancho, I do think he's just going to take time to adapt. I think the Premier League, even Ralph has realised the Premier League is a different animal to the Bundesliga, and I saw it against Aston Villa when Sancho came on. He had the ball at one moment, and then they took the ball off of him, and I was like, "Come on, Sancho! Like, we need more from you." he's just not used, like, especially coming on as a sub, and when he came on as well, not used to the pace of the game and everything. And I do think I do think he's struggling, man. I think that it's going to take him some time to adapt. I think he's got all of the attributes to still be a success in the Premier League. Let's not forget he's playing for Man United in a team where the manager got sacked and there's been a lot of turmoil. So it's not going to be easy for him anyway. But I do think he's struggling to adapt to the pace and the physicality of the Premier League.
I don't think you can rule him out, like, at all. Anyone who's is a bit stupid, because like you say, everything you said, to be honest with you, anyone under Ollie, real talk, like, just rule it out, innit? Because he shouldn't have been in that job. Like, he's not going to improve any players. I don't think there's anyone, a one-man new player, could you imagine them coming out and say, you know what, Ollie improved my career? No, he didn't. No, he did not. So it's like, I'm just being real. So now it's like, you know, they've got a proper manager there now. It's a total different way of playing, like pressing, etc. Like you say, most of these guys are not probably fit to play that system. And now it's just, they need to adapt and get like that. And then, then you should judge him, really. And like you say, there's some people come into the Prem, bang, on it straight away. Some take a while, man. We've seen it over the years. So, just I think, like you say, what I've seen of him, he's got good talent, Sancho. Like, so we'll see in it what happens to him.
We will, man. We will. So we've hit the 1 hour 15-minute mark. As always, things just go on quick. We didn't really discuss Watford 0, Norwich 3, but we did discuss it in a roundabout way in Norwich. You know, really clawing their way out of the relegation zone, man, and
all right, quick question, and seeing as though we're running out of time, do you guys think Norwich will stay up? Yes or no? Just quickly.
Ash, you go first.
No, I think it's more of a manager bounce sort of thing, if I'm honest. Like, with Dean Smith, obviously got them playing. Like, I don't know. I don't think so personally.
I'm just looking.
Newcastle will jump out of there potentially now. Burnley maybe go down. Norwich go down. Then probably Watford.
I think Watford are down. I do think Watford are down. I think they've had their chances to in all of these big games. They're not winning them. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a game that they need to win at home to Norwich. You have to win that game. Do you know what I mean? They've had their new manager. It's not worked. So I think Watford are down. I do think this season is a season for Burnley to go down, and I have to think. I just can't see Newcastle going down. To be honest, I think that they will have enough to stay up. So I think it's probably will be. But you know what? No, I'm gonna say something mad. Everton are gonna get relegated. Norwich are gonna stay up.
Hey, let's go! I love that. Something different. I can't see it though. I still like. That's why I asked you guys first. I think Norwich are going to go down. I can't lie. I hate to say Watford because I really want them to stay up. I think they've got some good players in their team, but they're just not good enough, man. In these big moments, like these 6-pointers, you can't be getting spanked 3-0. Do you know what I mean?
Individual errors as well.
Yeah, like
Ranieri. Some of the things I've seen them man do. That econ. You know, the first centre back scared the ball, man. The ball come over, man ducked over the ball, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a madness.
It's crazy. I thought Watford were doing well. Well, they were not thought they were doing well during the period, and I thought they had enough to stay up because they were comfortably above the relegation zone. But they've lost so many games, and I'm looking at it. They played 20 games. Burnley have played 18. Newcastle 21. Norwich have played 22 games, by the way, so they played a few more games.
They've
the guys around them.
Yeah.
Everton have played 20 games, so Everton, even though they're getting drawn in, they've still got. But Everton are only on 16 points at this stage of the season.
Everton are on 19. Everton are on 19.
Oh, sorry, no, Norwich. Sorry,
Norwich on 16. Yeah,
but still, even 19 for a team of Everton's quality, that is criminal. Mad. Yeah. But I think Norwich will go down. I think Newcastle have enough to stay up now. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Burnley, Watford, and Norwich for me.
Things with Everton, they had DCL out for obviously last season.
I know,
So he's been out. So I think now he's come back in. That might just give him the edge, sort of thing. But I would love to see him go.
Richarlison as well. They got Damari Gray.
Yeah,
I
they've
try,
got a few players in their team.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to go against the grain, come with something different. We'll see what happens.
Well, you never know, man. You never know. This Premier
You
League's
never
crazy.
know.
Yeah,
They
I
changed
don't.
There
their
will
whole
be.
thing though, didn't they? They was paying out the arse for like Iwobi's, all these people, and then they've just
I
gone and
know.
got Townsend on a free, Gray on like a
Yeah,
free. Like
yeah.
literally, them owners have just
Lookman.
thought, you know what, this ain't working, is it?
I know they
Spending
were
all this
spending
money.
40 to 45 on every player, and it's
Mad
obviously
thing.
not worked. Mad, crazy.
Yeah.
I do. You know, we'll wrap up now, but I do. I don't know any Everton fans. I would like to speak to an Everton fan to understand exactly why they're like protesting against Ken Wright and stuff like that. Because, yeah, I'd just be interested to know what the issues are over there. I'm not really clued up on why they're so peed off.
We need to get Blue Boys Network on. They're good at Everton fans. Get them on to have their say. I've been trying to hit them up for a while. We're just trying to collaborate and get someone, get a date in the diary because they've
Yeah.
got a lot to say. And obviously, yeah, I saw the fans going off at Ken White after the game. They're just not happy, innit? They've spent a lot of money, but there's no direction in that team. Obviously, manager getting sacked. They don't know who they're bringing in. It's just a lot of uncertainty. That's what their issue is because they have spent, they have showed ambition. No one can deny that, but it's just
That's
obviously not been done correctly.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering because I'm like, they have spent money, they bring in these
Yeah,
managers, they've had some top
yep,
managers there at the
yep,
club. So I'm like,
yep.
I know there must be a reason. And I'm not saying there's not. That's why I would like to speak to an Everton fan
Mm,
because it's just like with Man United and the Glazers from the outside, people are like, what are you lot moaning about? But,
yeah,
so I'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
interested to hear what they've got to say, man. But anyway, boys, thank you very much for delivering yet another great episode of Everyone's a Pundit. This was episode 91, man. Big up yourselves, Boots. Let them people know. Plug your ting, man. Let them know.
Yeah.
Talk it with chest, man. Be proud of what you've achieved so far, man.
Yeah, man, I'm on TikTok. Dude, I got a page on TikTok. So it's kind of just football jokes, really. So yeah, just do videos, put my kind of interpretation on it. It's going really well. Yeah. I hit 50k followers last week. So yeah, man. Got a lot of traction on the page. So yeah, if it's your thing, if you
What's
want
it?
my name on
What's
TikTok,
what's it called? What's it
Booed
called?
Pants. Yeah, yeah. If can you see? Do you see
Okay.
that? The thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Just do
Booed
that.
Pants. I
yeah.
was on Insta, but they cancelled me, bro. Took me out. Out of nowhere. You know, there
No
was
image
logged in one
rights.
morning,
Yeah.
just said your account's disabled. All right, then. So I done an appeal and I ain't heard nothing. You know, little old boots, they don't care about me with my little 500 followers. They ain't gonna come back to me, bruv. So yeah, I might have to start from scratch on there, but TikTok's going well for me. Yeah, so that's the one for me still. But yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Always a pleasure. Good debates and that. Enjoyed it.
Wicked, wicked. So you heard it, people. If it's your thing, if you like a little bit of banter, Boots Bants, that's BOODSBANTS on TikTok. Go and show him some love. He's doing some big things over there. Shout out to yourself, Boots, man. Enough love
Bless up,
always.
my brother.
Sweet P, you obviously going from strength to strength as well on the football
Yeah,
podcasting circuit. Talk to the
yeah,
people.
man.
Where can they find you?
Sky Sports News. I'll see you on next week, innit? I was saying? Yeah,
Yeah,
Sky Sports
soon,
News.
soon, soon. But now here's where you can find me. This is my main channel, my main platform, UCV Official. This is where it started, so this is where I'll always be. But other than that, I'm on the Football Terrace top six show. We are there every Monday and Thursday. I jump on so many people's platforms now. I've been invited onto a lot of stuff. So just trying to manage it as well and make sure obviously I don't burn myself out because there's a lot of people, asking me to jump on their things. And then
I'm
other
like
than that,
Patrick Truman, innit? Truman show, bro. His whole world is
I
life is
know
life,
my
man.
visual, like just keep the camera rolling, man. Literally,
Patrick
it's a bit
Truman.
mad.
That's what I'm gonna call you, bro.
and then and then every Monday we do the Coys.com podcast, which is a really good big platform. But obviously that's not going to be it's going to be a good show. But yeah, we just got battered by Chelsea, so it's going to be a bit of a therapy session tomorrow, man. But yeah,
You doing Holly's
other
show
than that,
tomorrow as well?
yeah, oh yeah, and I'm on Holly's Hotspurs show tomorrow. Got a good guests on there. Got Graham Roberts, the ex-Spurs player, and then George, who's a big Tottenham podcaster. So yeah, lots of things in the pipeline and going on, man.
Wicked.
Lots
Oh,
of
you
things
got
going
Graham
on.
Roberts on, yeah?
Yeah,
Holly's doing
Graham Roberts. Yeah, Holly's
Holly's
doing
doing
really
as
well, man. She's always getting good guests on there. I've been on there with Abby, I've been on there with Graham Roberts, been on there with Ramon Vega, who's also
Yeah,
another ex-Spurs fan, player, sorry. So yeah, it's good. It's going good.
Big up, Pat. Big up.
Definitely, man. Shout out to yourself, Pat. Well done, my guy. So yeah, man, people, this was everyone's a pundit, episode 91. And these were my pundits, man. Until next week, people, we are out. Have a blessed
Yes.
week. Laters.